Like this walkway, it literally weaves around between this entire, I don't know if you want to call it a rooftop or a terrace, but it's very, very cool. And especially with all of the cathedrals and towers and churches in the back all lit up, this is the place to come at night in Sevilla. All of the sprinklers they have on all the umbrellas here at the restaurants, they are much needed today.
Much needed. It is stifling out.
Our fair skin, we're gonna see how it's gonna fare today. I'm still excited to see everything this amazing city has to offer. The cathedral's up first, and we are arriving right now. Just got in line here at the cathedral. I couldn't get the tickets online. It was a whole thing. What's really funny is that there are some people up there. There's a family, and apparently they saw us in Madrid too, because they're talking about the nun cookies, and they're like, oh, they have cookies here too. We recognize you from Madrid. Small world here in Spain.
They have these awesome canopy shades while you're waiting in line. There is a night and day difference between being in the sun in Spain and being in the shade.
Gracias.
It's the entrance, yellow when you climb to the tower.
Okay.
That's the entrance to the Salvador Church.
Okay, thank you. All right, we got our tickets. So the Seville Cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is actually the 4th largest church in the entire world. St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican is the largest. We also saw the Milan Cathedral on this trip. That's the 3rd largest. 2nd largest is in Brazil. Look at the size of this building. This actually reminds us a lot of the cathedral in Segovia because it has like these sections on the side with these incredible monuments and works of art. A lot of these are gated off, unfortunately, whereas in Segovia we could actually go in them and see them. But this is a lot larger than Segovia for sure. It's amazing that within this trip we've seen 2 cathedrals that both have just this mind-blowing scale to them considering the time that they were built. That was all done so long ago, and they definitely did not have the tools we have today. So very impressive, and it's cool to be in such a historic place.
Here lie the remains of Christopher Columbus. I'm sure we've all heard that name, the man who discovered the Americas. Now, he was Italian, I hear, but he was paid by the Spanish government to go explore.
The reason why Columbus is laid to rest here is because after the discovery of the New World, Sevilla kind of became the port that connected Europe to that New World. They enjoyed a huge economic boom, a lot of prosperity after that point. So Christopher Columbus, or his actual name Cristobal Colon, the reason why he's here is because Sevilla definitely profited greatly from him discovering the New World.
Christopher Columbus's tomb is definitely something to see here, but there's also a tower you can climb up and see a great view.
Nice thing about this one is that it's actually ramps instead of steps. There's also all these windows where you can kind of look out and see the view as you're going up. So I think we're about halfway there. Just interesting how it's ramps instead of steps. I think it's actually a little bit easier. This is crazy. 360-degree views, worth the climb. Alright, we've seen about all we can see here at the tower. Next we're going to see the Alcazar, which is one of the greatest examples of architecture here in Sevilla. We're definitely going to see that Moorish influence, and I'm so excited to see it. detail on these walls and on the ceilings and on the arches too when you're going into different rooms. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And the type of architecture too, we just don't see it a lot. Not just in the US, but really anywhere. Pretty unique. When you make your way to the gardens, make sure you look down. All of the amazing tile. It's just so fun to see at your feet. Two UNESCO World Heritage Sites down. One really important note about Sevilla. You have to always have water, especially in the summer months. It gets incredibly hot here. Luckily, it's pretty cheap. We got these for €1.30. All right, on we journey. We have officially arrived at the Plaza de España. There's a lot of special architecture here. This is kind of the gateway to the Maria Luisa Park, this giant park space that goes all the way down to the river. This is probably the first thing that you're gonna see if you come to this park. An interesting fact about the plaza, there's kind of this canal that goes all the way around, and there's 4 different bridges that cross the canal. The 4 bridges are meant to represent the 4 kingdoms of Spain. Plaza de España means Spain Place, so really what this is supposed to represent is just the history and culture of Spain. There's also a lot of similar architecture to what we saw at the Alcazar when you see the columns, when you see the entrances to the building and the way that it's designed on top. It's all very similar architecture. In Seville, you're gonna see that a lot, and I think this is probably the best example of it. Also the tile, the very specific type of tile that we mentioned in the Alcazar, it is all over the place here at the Plaza de España. The best part about the Plaza de España, completely free. The Plaza de España is a great place to catch an impromptu flamenco show. In fact, I think we can hear one right now. After a full afternoon exploring the Alcazar and the cathedral, you're probably gonna get a little hungry. Well, the good news is Sevilla has amazing food. Tapas are king here in the city of Sevilla, and right here at Casa Morales, this is one of the older tapas places. You kind of just go in and you get your food, you find somewhere to stand, so we're gonna do exactly that.
Hello. Hola. Give me 1 minute, okay? Okay. For recommendation, okay?
Gracias.
Cheers. Salud. Could we have the montadito?
I have montadito, I have 1 plate mixed montadito.
Mixed, okay.
6 montaditos.
Okay, that's perfect.
Plain garlic, rice, chorizo spicy, okay?
Sure, that sounds great.
Yeah?
And then could we get, do you want the croquetas?
Croquet? You croquet? Welcome in Sevilla. Welcome. You también small YouTuber, small. 1 plate croquetas, 1 table de salmon.
Sí.
Y chicharrones tapa. Sí. Okay, my friend? Yeah.
This place has been around since 1850. And it used to be an old wine shop, and they've got these old vats still here on site where they used to store the cava, the sherry, and the wine, which they're famous for all 3. Here, of course, we had to order our favorite Tinto de Verona.
Still to this day, this is a family-owned business, the Morales family. There's 2 parts to this restaurant, so this is the main part where you get your food, your tapas. It's more of a sit-down place. They also have more of like a casual bar where you can go up to the counter and order. So that's actually where we went first because it's the first thing you see on the street. So if you want to go to this part where they have all the old wine vats, you have to go around the corner. Both are the same business, it's just 2 different parts. This used to be the storage room, so they converted the storage room into the restaurant. We have some tapas on the way. Here one of their more famous things is the montaditos, which is like a toasted sandwich. We got an array of different ones, including spicy chorizo, which I'm really looking forward to. Blue cheese, looks like some sort of fish, salmon, chorizo, chicken. Very good, very simple concept, and it's great for sharing. Some good old croquetas. Jamon. Fried pork rinds, chicharrones, essentially the thickest bacon bits you can ever get. I mean, look at that.
Okay, gracias. Hola.
We made it to the top, and I think there's a light show. We didn't catch the sunset, but it's pretty cool to be here at night, see all the city lights. In each one of these wooden panels, they have lights that change colors, and they kind of just form motion around the entire structure, and it's really, really cool to see, especially when you're kind of in the middle of it. Like this walkway, it literally weaves around between this entire, I don't know if you want to call it a rooftop or a terrace, but it's very, very cool. This is the place to come at night in Sevilla.